Good evening, everyone. I'd like to call the meeting to order today for the Scott Township Commissioners on today, January 13th. If you please rise for a moment of prayer and the Pledge of Allegiance. As we gather here today as commissioners and members of Scott Township, we ask that we are ever mindful of each other, opportunities to render our service to fellow citizens and to our community that we hold dear, keeping in mind always the enduring values of life, acceptance, understanding, exerting our efforts in those areas and on those things upon which future generations can build with confidence and build proudly. Let us continue to strive to make a better neighborhood, a better township, and a better world. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call, Denise.
Commissioner Judici?
Here.
Commissioner Myers?
Here.
Commissioner Costello?
Here. Here.
Commissioner Altman?
Here.
Commissioner Storkel?
Here.
Commissioner Delfonso? Commissioner Sedlak? Commissioner Gaston? Here.
Okay, thank you. All right, I'll do the public comments. Are there any public comments on all agenda items listed below? Any public comments on any items that are on the agenda? Okay. All right, so before we get moving further with the meeting, we do have some representatives here from Columbia Gas that wanted to address the board. If you'd both like to come up and introduce yourselves, please, you can sign in up here at the podium.
I'm just trying to.
Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good.
I'm Stephanie Lewis. I'm with the engineering department at Columbia Gas.
Do you have Lindsay Road or is that people?
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
so that's your break up there now or that's
I'm not sure if
contracted.
you can hear us, but yes, we have a hit line out there. That's okay. I figured you were gonna.
I'm Brian Dawson, project manager with the construction side of Columbia Gas.
So we're here today. Marie actually asked us to be in attendance to discuss the Columbia Gas project that's going to take place on Easy Road and see if you guys had any questions on the agreement. I'm not sure, Marie, if they have seen the agreement.
They have, it's part of,
Okay.
they've seen the agreement. It's part of the package that was in the meeting.
So yeah, we don't have a presentation. We were just here to address any questions that you guys had about it.
So the project, why don't you describe the project, where it starts, where it ends, what it entails? And then we can discuss the agreement with the board.
So the majority of the work is going to take place on Lindsay Road, right across from Green Tree here. We're going to bore across the newly paved portion. However, there still will be some disruption for spotting of other utilities and replacing the service lines for the customers here on, getting myself mixed up here, but on the western. After that, we'll open cut for a few hundred feet. And then we have something called an uprate. So that's where we take our existing pipe and we're going to raise the pressure in that to medium pressure. It's a safety thing for us. It helps prevent water in the pipe. And then there's a few streets, type of place and such that we'll just replace normally. So that's the gist of the project. We're doing it. There's unrepairable leakage, unfortunately, under your brand new portion paved of the road. So we need to replace the gas system.
What material is the old line?
I'm sorry,
What material is the old line? Is it?
bare steel.
Okay.
And I'm not sure, your gas line, is that service Church's Terrace or not?
Not the one that we're working on for this
Okay,
project.
so you have,
Service them from the other side.
so they won't have any disruption.
They will not have a disruption.
Thank you.
So what is the disturbance to Lindsay, both the existing asphalt section that we just finished and the concrete section beyond that? Are you in the road? Are you disturbing the asphalt or the concrete? And if so, what extent?
So for the portion that was just paved, like I said, we're going to attempt to bore that. So we did our best to figure out what other utilities are under the ground. So there will be spot holes over those other utilities and then spot holes as we cross the service lines. And then we're also, every 50 feet, we're required to spot along our core path.
That's just for safety. We have to visually see the bore head cross the utility, make sure there's no potential conflicts or inadvertent, hits, et cetera. Strictly a safety and a policy that we have.
So there will be disturbance of the asphalt.
Of the new asphalt, yes.
Okay, and based on our initial meetings, probably 6-8 months ago, you're going to mill and resurface curb to curb on the newly paved section of Lindsay.
So we agreed that we would have that discussion. So I think from our last discussion, your guys' contractor that you had to do the road the first time was going to do it because there was some rework that needed done. So we were going to pay a sum, which is what's in that agreement.
Okay, but the agreement that we had was the gas company was going to curb all of this section that we just paved. So is that no longer, I mean, put the price aside. I have in my notes that you agreed curb to curb for the asphalt section of Lindsay.
Yes, we will cover that. Your contractor was going to do it, right? And so, yes, we agreed to cover the curb to curb costs because we know you just paved it. Where the issue comes in then is, as I said, unfortunately, your contractor's pricing is higher than our contractors. So we cannot pay that price. So we are willing to cover what it would cost our contractor to mill and overlay that and supply that sum of money to you all.
Okay, but aside from that, let's put the price aside. So there's disturbance to the asphalt section. And we agree that you are responsible curb to curb. What are we doing in the concrete section?
So I don't believe we're actually in the road. We're on that side portion of the road for that concrete. So we're gonna run up this side, I forget what's the berm of it, right?
The parking lane or whatever it is. There's the.
So if you're in the berm, are you in the berm?
That is where we're planted, like, correct?
Okay, so there's portions of that road that have an asphalt berm, there's portions that have a concrete berm, so your disturbance is in the berm, and then you have how many crossings across the concrete section?
I wouldn't know that offhand. It's not until further down past the apartments, which are be. Say between 6 to 10.
So that initial part, plus Chartier's Terrace, we don't have any customers on that. So we're just gonna it's only until we get up to that portion that we're going to upgrade that we will need to address. And we had a permit approved. We did some investigation on some of those service lines. So if we need to replace some of them, there will be disturbance up towards that requalification area.
And given that would, my best estimate right now without looking at a map or being out there looking at it would probably be between 6 and 10 long side services, which means we'd have to cross from the berm, across the street to the house across the street there.
Okay, so in the concrete section, you're going up the berm, and then you're going to connect over to the line you're going to requalify, and then past the requalification line connection point, there's 6 to 10 long services.
That's my best estimate right now, because I'd have to look at a map and actually count the houses again, but offhand, I would say 6 to 10, maybe 12. I think there's about 13 or 14 total on that stretch that you have as customers.
Maureen, I don't know if there's, but whenever we're discussing it legally, what's involved in this? I mean, the agreement looks fine as an agreement, but when it says this is what the work involved is, it says asphalt mill and overlay, associated work, line striping and restoration as per the municipality's street opening ordinance of the roadway surfaces of Lindsay Road, Green Tree Road to Tedco Place, new paved joint. Now, does that encompass or not encompass what?
That only encompasses the asphalt portion of the work. The concrete portion of the work is, in my opinion, a separate permit because disturbance of concrete roads in Scott Township requires permission of the board, and it requires your approval in terms of the restoration of the concrete section. So that agreement that I sent you, that I originally populated, that was a Columbia Gas template agreement. So I populated it with what my read was of the initial project. So it sounds like the initial project was open cut, now it's boring. I think the limits of the asphalt disturbance are irrelevant. They've agreed to replace mill and overlay that road. Leave the cost to the side for now. So that only encompasses the asphalt portion of this project. Disturbance of the concrete slabs is it's a different agreement. It's the same type of agreement that we did on Swallow Hill with the gentleman that was doing the gas work there. That's something that we need to discuss. Your ordinance requires replacement of concrete slabs with concrete slabs. So I believe this is the discussion, the discussion of milling and resurfacing that road is one item, and then the discussion of replacement of those concrete slabs is another.
So you said we're gonna need a separate agreement, or does that, for the work, that has to be more specific?
I think that's a separate agreement.
Okay.
I mean, that's just my opinion. I mean, that's up to the board and to you to decide. I mean, that's two different types of work. But there's nothing in that agreement that you're looking at right there that addresses replacing concrete slabs.
Correct.
Yeah, and I'll say from our perspective, that agreement was, I thought, just for the newly paved portion, because that's where we were having a lot of the conversation in terms of financial responsibility.
Yeah, as far as, on the back end, any disturbance of the concrete, if the spec and the requirements are to replace concrete with concrete, we would replace the pad with a new concrete pad.
Okay,
It wouldn't be,
who's gonna generate that agreement?
I can find the one we did for Squallow Hill and let Attorney Vogel look at it. And I believe the way we did that one was, we had a price, we had bonding, and everything was wrapped into that agreement.
So we'll have a third, since we have permits for Tedco Place and the side streets. So then we'll have a separate agreement for this newly paved portion and then a third set of paperwork for the concrete portion. Is that what I'm hearing?
Do you need them to make application for the concrete portion?
gonna be my question, would it just be a road opening application at that point?
I think that's
Sure.
the way we started it.
Yeah.
If you just, I mean, we need something to determine how many slabs you're going through, and what the restoration requirements are gonna be.
What's the time frame on the project? When are you looking to?
We're currently working on the side streets, I think John, Mary, Tedco right now.
Okay.
We have a compliance date where it needs to be completed by the end of June.
Oh,
So
what up?
the sooner we can,
Okay.
we ideally like to get permission to just keep going to the project and it's obviously gas it up, transfer the services, do all of our necessary prep work in on the requalification zone and then complete that. So we're looking probably at, good plus and then restoration. So the sooner we get this under wraps, the better it works out for all of us. That way we're not under the gun with the compliance dates to clear our leakage.
Where you guys will work with them.
We'll work with Attorney Vogel, we'll work with Columbia Gas and get everything moving.
This is Sam. I just had a quick question of when did this project I'm sorry for the terrible pun here, but when did it come in the pipeline for you guys as far as when it started to be discussed on your end of things?
Trying to remember, I think we met for the first time with Marie maybe last April, or May. I'm not 100% sure. I'd have to look back.
in our,
Yeah, I think we got the one calls in the spring.
Yeah.
It was, and I know where you're going with this, Sam. It was after our portion was paved. And the one calls came in before Liberoni was able to come out and do the milling and resurfacing.
I meant just more as in general, because I think you guys had reached out before we even started to think about Lindsay Road, saying, hey, we're going to be doing this. And I'm just trying to see if this upgrade was, discussed on your end of things prior to that, or if this was kind of a newer issue.
So unfortunately, yes, this was a newer issue. Once those leaks came about, then we have a commitment to clear those leaks. So it was just bad timing, unfortunately. This is not how we would prefer to do work either.
I got you. Thank you for that.
All right, any other questions from the board? Marie, anything?
Actually,
Oh,
I'm
go
sorry,
ahead.
just one more question, Stace. If we're paving all of Lindsay Road, does it make much sense to replace concrete with concrete if it's just going to be coming out?
Conversation.
That's a conversation we'll have.
Okay, thank you.
All right, anything else you'd like to add, Marie?
No, I'm good. Thank you.
Okay, all right, we appreciate you both being here tonight. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yep.
And thanks for responding. I just talked to the fire chief up there. He said they've been on it for 3.5 hours, but they're working on it. So
Yeah, so I just spoke with the, sorry to interrupt this, to the frontline leader that was out here before I came in here. He said maybe another couple hours before they're able to safely shut it down and then start repairs.
all right, I'll relay that. Thank you.
All right, we're moving on then to planning, zoning, code enforcement. First up, we have the code enforcement update, Mark.
Yes. So for the month of December 2025, we issued 10 permits for a total of $602,600. Couple commercial projects. One is the Wings over Pittsburgh. That's going in the old Pizza Hut location on Green Tree Road. And then Hot Works is going to be located in Scotttown Center. And then Walmart's doing some new exterior doors that were part of that in there also. We issued 10 notices of violation. We attended 7 magistrate hearings, 4 rental inspections, 10 building inspections, and 1 right to know request. Just for the board's knowledge, I did want to let you know that there are 7 new homes under construction currently at the Nixon School redevelopment. We've also issued 2 building permits for the lower homes, one on Clairview, one on Peachtree. And then we have 2 more in for review. That's 11 of the 26 we have. I do have a subdivision plan or lot consolidation plan here that I will Stacy use.
Yep.
I have everything ready for you.
Okay.
Any questions on the update?
Mark, could you go again? What's the name of the wings place that's going into Pizza Hut?
Wings over Pittsburgh.
That's different than the wings in Banksville Plaza, I'm assuming,
I don't know what's the next.
Rest or something.
It's Wingstop. Wingstop, I think, is a
Yep.
And,
national chain.
yeah, well, that's what I was wondering. Is this a chain? And is it going right next to the Med Express? Is that where it's going?
The old, that's a UPMC, yes, that's where it's going.
Yeah. Okay, thank you.
Any other questions for Mark?
Did you mention one in Scotttown Center?
Yes.
Okay.
It's a Hot Works, it's an exercise,
Okay. I saw a press on another one.
Yeah, I did too.
Better Made Donuts?
Better made. Mm-hmm.
haven't received anything on it yet.
Got it. Okay.
I did see.
Just lots of excitement.
They've been closed for a while and it's,
Yeah.
it's pretty good.
Yeah. All right, next up, discuss appointing Mark Mox to the Planning Commission for an additional term to expire January 27th, 2030. Good with that? Every time I see an term expiring in 2030, I think the same thing. Yeah,
That'll be 25 years.
God bless you. All right, we'll put that on for a vote. Next up, discuss advertising an ordinance restating ordinance 1179-82 to confirm the township's obligations with regard to animals running at large within the township of Scott.
This came about as part of a magistrate hearing where we had some of the feral cats being taken care of, fed, water, neutered, and so forth by a resident. We had other residents in the area complaining because of the care that they were providing. It was keeping the feral cats around. We were holding the person responsible for the, call it, ownership of these cats. And the ordinance itself was questionable on that. And then as we looked at it, so the judge asked us to revisit this ordinance, to update it, bring it up to today's date. And so that's what we've done. And we have provisions in there where the, police department would be trapping the cats. And so that was type of language and so forth. So we put in some definitions that will help us to enforce this, just to try to hold the people responsible who are doing this. And not that they're doing always a bad thing, it's just that sometimes by the feeding of the feral cats, it keeps them in that area instead of going other places.
Any questions on that? No? Okay. All right, next, discuss advertising the ordinance to adopt the 2021 International Property Maintenance Code.
What this is we currently have the maintenance code that is adopted currently in the 2009 version. As of January 1st of this year, the UCC has adopted the 2021 International Construction Codes. And so what we're doing is we're just bringing this up to current standards of that same code grouping. And we're also doing that so that as we're enforcing these codes, if they do get appealed, any decisions that the judge might make, and we go downtown, we've been informed that unless we have adopted this code, we cannot enforce it. And even though our current code states that subsequent codes would be included, the judge does not agree with that statement. So we just have to do this each time. The only thing I do want to do is with this ordinance, just taking the same ordinance we had before, did not include some of the blanks that we need to complete and fill in. For instance, just the name of our township. The code enforcement department would be the ones who would be enforcing it. Our grass height limit, our weed ordinance states 10 inches. So we want to make sure we're consistent. So that we would put in under the section 302.4. Section 304.14 has to do with when screens are required in windows. So for tenants, to make sure that the landlords are providing them with screens, you obviously wouldn't need those in the winter. So I just picked a date from April 1st through September 30th. They would be required to make sure that there are screens in the windows. Section 602.3 has to do with must be on in dwelling units. And again, I chose October 1st through March 31st when the heat must be turned on. So any of these dates would be something different. And then the next one, the last one, 602.4, which has to do with workplace heat. I chose the same dates, October 1st through March 31st.
Do we have anything like that in the code that we currently have?
We did not specify what those were, yes, those blanks existed in the 09
Okay.
code also.
Well, unless somebody has something else to add, I mean, I'd say we'd go with your recommendations on that. Anybody have any?
As long as we can see it again before it gets advertised, which we'd be voting at the end of the month, so that gives us a couple weeks to get it updated and out. Okay.
All right, next up, we have discuss approval of the Russman Plat Adjustment Subdivision Plan, consolidate parcels 101-P-65, 101-P-52, 101-P-60, and the vacated unopened alley, and then create a new boundary line, creating two parcels, 101-P-60 and 101-P-52. This is as recommended by the Planning Commission, subject to satisfying the comments of the Township Engineer Review Letter dated October 22nd, 2025, and the Allegheny County Economic Letter dated October 3rd, 2025. We do have Paul Russman here as representative, if anybody has any questions. Mark?
This is, we have discussed this in the past. This has to do with vacating that unopened alley. And the idea is that it get vacated. So whoever owns the property surrounding this unopened alley area. So normally it gets split in half. Half goes to one side, half goes to the other side. He owns both sides, so he's gonna end up getting it all. And then once he does that, it's a couple different things. He consolidated it all together in one, and then he wants to re-subdivide it into two separate lots then. So right now there are 3 lots and the open alley. He wants that when it's all said and done, there will only be 2 lots.
Okay. So this would just go up for a vote at the next meeting?
Yes,
Okay,
correct.
Okay.
This would be the approval.
okay. I wanted to make sure that we were clear on that for Mr. Russman. He stated he wasn't sure he'd be able to be here. That is the 27th, is that right?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
I don't think it's necessary for him to be there.
okay,
Paul, it's not necessary for you to be here under,
Okay.
it appears there's no opposition and it's complied with all your comments and correct? So if you can't be here, that's not a problem. I can call you later.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
okay.
I get you when I need you.
All right, so then that'll just go on for a vote. All right, last but not least, discuss ratifying advertising a conditional use hearing on January 27th, 2026 at 7 PM regarding the approval of the conditional use application for Old St. Luke's Church burial ground and garden at 320 Old Washington Pike to install an electronic message sign onto the lower part of the existing sign situate at the annex as recommended by the Planning Commission, subject to satisfying the comments of the Township Engineer Review Letter dated November 24th, 2025. We have 3 representatives here from Old St. Luke's, Adam, David, and David. So if anybody has any questions, and Mark, if you have anything to add.
Yes, so everyone knows this is an existing sign currently at this location. The intent is simply to change out the, call it the static sign that's existing there today and put in the electronic message board. This is very, very similar to what was done at the Our Lady of Grace Church sign. So it doesn't increase the square footage of the sign at all. It just replaces out what is existing today.
We have David Davies and David Nixon.
Yes. We basically said we had an existing sign. We would like to put an electronic one on. It's at the address 320 Old Washington Pike, and that is the church which we acquired 2 years ago. So it's not on the 330 Old Washington Pike address. So we are looking to get approved.
And I did see, I think that all the neighbors were notified and they all signed off on it. I think that would be the only concern that we would have, that anybody would complain about the sign, but it.
David Nixon on behalf of Old St. Luke's.
Yep.
On the planet, there was a, in your engineer's letter that are noted a typo in our application that the sign might have voice or noise
Audio.
and audio. So We revised, that was just a typo. We revised it, so there will be no audio, so that's clear.
Okay. Any questions, anything to add? Nope.
No.
Go ahead.
I just wondered about the illumination at night. I know we have standards for it, for being reduced certain times. But I just wondered how, I saw the pictures online. But I also drive past the township sign and I see it even at night. So I wondered.
We need to adjust that on our side. It is, the schedule's off.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. It didn't seem like it was within keeping with the other signs I've seen.
I can. Oh, wait.
This is,
I'm Adam Kopsak. I'm with GNS Signs, the vendor here. And yes, it's fully programmable for brightness. It has a light sensor on there. So when it gets dark outside, it's going to change the brightness to match what the codes are. They're able to set that to your regulations. And
Okay.
on a schedule as well. And it has the sensor as well to trip it whenever it just becomes darker, even if it's before the schedule or a storm happens, it's going to happen automatically.
And I guess, that's it.
Yeah, again, we'll be having the hearing on this before the voting meeting. But I understand that, through the planning commission, you addressed all the points of the conditional use factors and also the sign factors. So I have to say for the hearing, do the same thing you did before and it should work out pretty well.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
great, thanks to everyone for being here tonight.
Thank you.
Yep.
And note that we would probably, in all probability, have that as a voting meeting. Again, we have the hearing. I don't anticipate it being that long. And then we could also make that a voting item for the meeting at 7:30.
All right. Any other comments, questions for code enforcement? No? Okay. Moving on to the solicitor's report. John, anything for tonight?
No.
Thank you. Engineers report, Marie.
Okay, thanks. Item 5A was to discuss Columbia Gas Road paving agreement. Do you want to continue that or we can move on?
I think we can leave it in your capable hands and you
Yeah.
can come back in with the presentation. If we need to, we can do an executive session before the next meeting. Yes.
Perfect. We'll get agreements to them for the next meeting and we'll let you know if there's any feedback. From one-handed here. Okay,
I got it.
so,
Go ahead.
I got it, Nick, you're
Okay.
good. So next item is discuss approval of bond reduction request number 8 submitted by Flashpoint Partners LLC, reducing the site improvement bond from $1,089,563.31 to $871,000, $871,996.34 for the Nixon School Residential Development Project. So,
There you go.
yeah.
I put a
I was gonna
reminder.
do that after the meeting.
That way she doesn't have to struggle.
So as customary, developer usually asks that we take action on these bond reduction requests at this meeting, ratify at the next meeting. The work he is requesting bond reduction for has been completed in accordance with your requirements. We recommend that you reduce his bond accordingly.
All right, does anyone have an issue with approving that and then ratifying it at the next meeting?
No, nope.
I don't have an issue, but I just was concerned about the roadways there and is there gonna be enough or enough funding in the developers agreement to deal with any repairs on the roads?
On our roads,
On our roads, they're really getting beat up by the trucks.
that is part of their obligation, and I want to say we sent 2 letters to developer in the past regarding the road condition. Unfortunately, he changed contractors in the midst of the project, so that doesn't absolve his obligation to make sure that our roads are restored correctly. We have pictures from our site visits out there initially. Obviously, when the development is over, we'll we'll re-inspect them. We can issue a letter at that time with any noted damage and require them to correct it.
I know scrub grass too is also getting abused.
Are we okay with bond reduction request?
Yes.
Okay, moving on, discuss approval of partial payment number 2 submitted by Graham Boys LLC doing business as Graham Construction in the amount of $18,505.02 for work completed between September 1st and October 1st for the Public Works Garage Roof Replacement Project, contract number 24-R1. That comes out of our bond fund. Work has been completed per the contract, and we are recommending that you approve partial payment number 2.
I'll let you go.
And this has really been completed?
The work that they are requesting payment for has been completed. As of now, they are down to just some electrical items, making the connection to the breaker box, for the new fans. There's some remedial things that they need to do, electrically. And I think we're waiting on, steel certs and O&M manuals for the fans. There's not much remaining. You can thank Kevin for that. He's been riding them pretty good to get this done and over the finish line, but it hasn't come without lots of squawking.
Thank you.
So I noticed that we've got 3 tonight for them.
Correct,
2, 3, and 4.
correct.
So if we agree, and we haven't gotten the other 2 yet, to pay all 3 of these, is there any money left?
Yes, there
To
is.
fix whatever else that was outstanding.
So if you, in the engineer's report, we gave you a breakdown of the 4 partial payments that they have requested. So up to date, through approval of partial payment number 4, you will have paid $254,295.90. And the total contract value was $295,569. So you're still holding
5,000.
$13,300 on retainage, plus they haven't billed for the fan installation yet, which was $26,000. So you're holding a good amount, and it should be enough to address any, wonkiness that may arise.
The wires are actually in place. They have the breakers, meeting to discuss them, putting the breakers in. We're waiting on them to do that. It's a few $1,000s worth of work. They're pretty secure at this point, up through these paper clips they have. So.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks.
If you're satisfied, I am.
Okay, so that's partial payment number 2. Similarly, discuss approval of partial payment number 3 submitted by Graham Boys LLC doing business as Graham Construction in the amount of $55,464.01 for work completed between October 2nd and October 31st for the Public Works Garage Roof Replacement. And lastly, regarding Graham, discuss approval of partial payment number 4 submitted by Graham Boys in the amount of $33,127.19. That's for work from November 1st to December 1st. And as I mentioned, they still have some final work to complete and retainage to be released. Okay. So with your blessing, I would like to put them on the meeting agenda.
That's fine.
Next up, discuss approval of change order number 1 submitted by M&B Services LLC in the amount of $14,040.19, adjusting the mast arm size per PennDOT request following the project field review, Bower Hill Road, Painters Run Road, and Bower Hill Road, Rock Hill Road, Green Light Go projects. So if you remember, I brought this up maybe 2 months ago. PennDOT has on a few projects recently, after their field review, asked for changes as a result of the field review. Now, this is after the permits have been issued, after they've done their initial design review. I'm not sure how we would get around something like this. It's just what they've been doing.
That happened at Cochrane and Robinwood as well, correct? Yeah,
It did.
okay.
And it's happened on several of our other projects as well as other firms' projects that I'm aware of. We originally thought this was gonna be around 40,000. We're at 14. So I'm asking that we put this on the agenda to approve so that he could get his mast arms ordered, because those are a long lead item. Had trouble getting those in and making the PennDOT deadline for spending the funds. So we really had to dance on that last project, and I'm hoping we're not doing that on this one as well.
I'm okay in the interest of completion, but I think we should let Rep DZ know that this is a continued issue. It would be nice to know before the permits are issued. So.
Also, if you want to.
I mean, just bring the chair up.
So we have been reviewing this with PennDOT because it's an ongoing thing. So in the future contracts, when we bid them, they've asked us to put an unforeseen as directed item with a plug number in it that they give us for things like this, push buttons, little things that change once the guys that review it in construction go to the field. We've had the height issue. We've had the push button issue on a few, and some are ADA ramps after the fact. They've come in and asked us to add little pieces of walkway, ramps, stuff like that. And we said that, we don't want to keep going back to communities. We like this program. We don't want to upset them because they are giving the communities a lot of grant money. But on the flip side of it, we need a way to manage so that you have something that's already been awarded in the grant. So that's what we're going to do with the next one, so that there's, $20,000 sitting there in the award so that it's in the grant. And hopefully that addresses it. So, but it is their process. We can't get out of how they do this. So, because they do it on all their projects. So we kind of stop.
Thank you.
Anybody have an issue with that? We'll put that on for a vote.
I know my question was, if we know we're gonna do it and it takes so long to get these arms, is there any advantage to ratifying it? So they put the order right away, so we're 2 weeks ahead.
Wants to do that?
That would be lovely.
That'd be lovely.
Okay.
Yep. Everyone's good? Okay. Good idea.
Thank you. Okay, next item, discuss approval of change order number 1, which is a final adjusting change order submitted by State Pipe Services in the deduct amount of $1,304.04 based upon the final in place quantities completed C-48 Phase 2 COA source flow reduction and sanitary sewer improvement project. So this is closing out the C-48 job. This is final adjusting change order. It's a deduct $112,304. I would ask that we put this on the agenda for.
So we're gonna have an extra 112,000 floating?
Yeah, we saved 112.
Good.
It's okay. I'll find something to spend.
So why?
Math arm. Okay.
That's now 98,000 because of the mast arms.
Okay, so along the same lines of that same project, discuss approval of partial payment number 4, which is the final payment submitted by State Pipe Services in the amount of $27,283.86 for work completed on the C-48 Phase 2 COA source flow reduction and sanitary sewer improvements project, contract number 24S3. That is paid out of the bond fund.
And remind me again what area this work is in.
Oh, goodness, you get me
I'm sorry.
confused on this all the time. Hold on, because I am ready for you this time. This one and P53, which we just awarded, I get confused on. So this is off of Ryan. Here's a better sheet for you. We got Ryan Drive, there's Green Valley, so we're off of Green Tree Road.
Yeah.
It's just a bunch of little areas where we did spot excavation and repair and then lining through them.
Okay.
So that is, there we go on C-48. Okay, if everybody's okay with C48, I'll have those on the agenda.
Yep.
Moving on, discuss approval of change order number 1 submitted by LM&R Excavating LLC in the amount of $31,127.42 for work scope adjustments resulting from the unforeseen utility locations identified during construction of the Phase 1 PRP project. That's Hope Street, Spinnerfield, and Green Commons. So one of the ponds, there was a manhole buried beneath the pond that we were unaware of, so we had to do some adjusting for that manhole. Other pond, we had to relocate a storm manhole and storm sewer line to avoid a fence. So these are unforeseen during construction, needed to be done to keep the residents happy. I think this all started back in October with one resident. So have the change order from LM&R 31,127.42, and I would ask that that be put on the agenda for approval.
The sanitary manhole, I'm guessing it was a very old one that wasn't on any of our maps.
Yes, it was older than Moses and Barry.
It is now. And
Indeed.
it's accessible.
Is there still funds remaining again, or is this it? The 1 and the 3 here? Change order.
Still working, so yeah, they still have, so let me pull payment request number 3.
Use on the Hope Street pond, I'll make sure there's some money there somewhere.
So value of this project for all 3 ponds was $1,109,579. Completed to date was $618,262. So we're holding 10% retainage, and he's still got
Less than 400,000.
yeah, less than 451,069 to bill us. And then we'll add this to it, but there's always that final adjusting change order, which may be a little bit up, a little bit down, depending on quality.
And we always may have problems on the Hope Street pond, so we have to make sure we keep that open too.
Correct.
All right, any other questions for that? Nope, we'll put that on for a vote.
Okay, so the last item, approval of partial payment number 3 submitted by LM&R Excavating LLC in the amount of $105,366.30 for work completed between November 1st and November 24th on the Phase 1 PRP project, Hope Street, Spinnerfield, Green Commons. And that comes out of our bond fund.
Any questions on that? Put that on for a vote.
Thank you very much. Unless there's any questions, I believe I'm done.
I think we're good.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next, standing committee report, finance, Tom?
Yeah, the only item I have is discuss appointing Jordan Tax Service as our township real estate tax collector. Unfortunately, I know Nick and I aren't their favorite fans, but they're the best choice we have right now in town.
I'll say, I know most of our issues had been with the sewage billing, but I haven't heard much of that lately. I'm not really aware of any issues with the tax collection side of things, and I know their collection rate is up there, like 95% plus.
They have the best rate to charge us. We had looked at several last year, and they blew everybody out of the water, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also right now, we don't have last year we used to previously we relied on deputy tax collector. Now they will be the tax collector, so.
Okay.
Do we have to do
Put
anything?
that on for vote.
Point them?
Okay.
That is what the motion will be, appointing Jordan Tax
It's the
as the
tax collector.
township real estate tax collector.
Still, I mean, there are still some lingering issues with receipt of sewer bills, and particularly if you have a high sewer bill, you can't pay it in one transaction online.
You can.
Is that fixed now?
You need to call them because they walked me through it because I had one that was over that because I didn't get my one bill.
I'm sorry, yeah, you can if you create an account. You
No,
can't do it
did
as.
not have to create an account. There was a way that she walked me through that I was able to do it right away. It took me less than 5 minutes to get through. I was actually called and thanked the Bill Leonard. I said, thank you very much because, we had some issues and I was able to walk right through that.
My only remaining gripe is that they're still calling it township treatment because of the way their system is set up, and we don't actually treat sewage. We convey sewage.
Did ask them to change that. I know Carla has sent them emails on that. We can follow up again though.
this appointment for the 4-year term?
Yes, it is.
Okay, I just want to make sure everybody's clear on that.
Okay.
That's all I have. That's all I have.
Quote that we got was only for the year 2026. We're gonna get new quotes every single year that we have to approve.
I would,
They're gonna change it every year. I don't think.
Automatically unless you cancel. I thought that was what that agreement stated.
Yeah, I just took a look at that.
I mean, if we're gonna.
I apologize.
No, it is 2026 through 2020.
I missed that. That's.
So it's to 2030.
627.
26, 20, yeah, it would be till December 31st, 2029.
so we need them to give us pricing.
No, they have it. It's gonna be the 320 for the full
Right.
4 years.
4 years.
I just have to read better.
All right.
Yeah, the only thing that will change based upon their cover letter is if postage goes up.
Right, well,
Not if, when.
It's going up.
It's gone up in January.
18th.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Another
Well,
nickel.
they said, I think they factored in January's pricing.
Right.
So,
We'll have to go get forever stamps.
The forever stamps are 78 right now.
And they're up to 83
Is that it? When
in
they do-
January.
If I go buy them now and save 5 cents.
We do get a discounted rate.
I'm talking about me.
Yeah. You don't.
And I think.
Look at the discount.
that's as important here.
Yeah. All right, we're moving on to public safety, Kathy. I believe the chief has update.
I do. Good evening, everybody.
Hello.
Mr. Chief.
So for December, we had 725 calls for service. 425 reports taken, 42 citations and 2 feedback. The application period for police officers closed on December 19th. We only had 23 applicants for the position. The written and physical exams are coming up this coming Saturday, the 17th. And we'll be doing those at the intermediate school. Additionally, as many of you know, and it's been out in public, in December, we were awarded a grant from PCCD for $148,680 for the social worker grant that we put in for, which is kind of a good segue into our first agenda item. So I'm asking for authorization to advertise for the position of social worker. Angela Kenbach, the social worker from Hampton, has provided me with the ad to place, and she will be assisting with the entire process. And additionally, once we make a decision and we hire somebody, she will take said person for the first 2 weeks of employment and train them at Hampton. And then send them.
I was just hoping she would apply, but.
I think it's gonna happen. With threats. I don't think that's gonna, but she says that there are some very strong candidates out there right now. So I don't know if that requires a vote, but I wanted to bring it up here as far as advertising. If it does require a vote, I would just ask them to put it on for the next meeting.
Or we can just ratify.
Yes, we just ratify.
Yeah, we can do that ratify if everybody's okay with
Get
it.
it out. Get her done.
Yep.
And the other,
I just have one question. I probably missed this. The grant for the employment of the social worker, is it 1 year?
it's a 2-year grant, so that amount, we could use it over a 2-year period. Initially, the way we were looking at it was, will be the first year's salary benefits, all the upstart costs with the exception of a vehicle and body armor, which were not permitted by the grant to purchase with that money for some reason. I think that's excluded. And then the second year would cover the benefits. But now that would be if they were started in January. We're looking at mid-year. So we're actually building out the budget that we have to submit now for the grant to kind of spread that money out more. So it's going to go a lot further into next year.
Okay.
Good.
The other item that's on the agenda for us is, this was an oversight. With the contract last month with Roslyn Farms that was signed, I forgot to put in the resolution. So the resolution's there. I would ask if you had an opportunity to look that over, if we could sign that and ratify that as well, so I could get the completed contract to Roslyn Farms. I just have to plug in the numbers.
Anyone have any issues with ratifying both of those tonight?
No.
Nope.
No.
All good?
Now, does Denise have the resolute?
Yes, and it was also in on board.
Okay,
It's in everyone's packet.
okay. We actually signed this one little change I want to make. It's not a change to the agreement. It just references an ordinance. We just have to write down resolution, that's all. So,
And the contract itself.
the contract itself, so.
Okay.
All right.
All I have. Any questions for me?
Well, yeah, I have a question. I don't know whether this is the appropriate time, but on Green Tree Road and Kerr going down, that intersection, is there anything that can be done with that intersection? I've almost had a couple collisions in the last few weeks. It seems like people are traveling faster, not looking. They're going out towards the Green Tree Road, and so they're not looking at the people coming down Kerr. And then I thought it was just me until I saw car parts. So I knew that somebody recently had another accident.
There was one down there a couple of weeks ago.
That's kind of a hairy intersection, the way that's.
I don't know how you-
set up. I'll have a traffic officer take a look at it, see if he can start giving some extra attention in that area there.
Yeah, because I mean, even if you stop at the stop sign coming down off a Kerr, you look to the left and you see no cars. I mean, you see no cars. You can look so far back. By the time you get that 50 feet, there's a car, and then they fly onto onto the old Green Tree. They don't even look. And then you don't see them until
All green.
right there.
We will have them look at it.
Chief,
Yes.
I have a question. At the railroad crossing, Don,
Mhm.
that light for the left-hand turn, it goes, is that missing sometimes? I use that route to go home a lot of times, and say between like early in the or around between 8 and 9, if, because the traffic comes and then the light just doesn't change.
We just recently got the same complaint, so we're gonna have to have
Okay.
traffic systems.
It's happened a number of times. One time I did it 2 or 3 times. I had to really actually get in the other lane and just go straight and go Washington Pike. So,
Technically, by law, you can make the left if it's safe, if it doesn't turn.
That's called a pitch.
I didn't know that, but that is a bad intersection. I wouldn't even attempt to make a left.
But no,
But I
actually,
about the arrow.
funny you mentioned that. I just got the,
I've noticed that for quite a while since I moved up to Providence Point, almost like a year and a half, 2 years. Not all the time, but certain times of the day, it'll miss once or twice.
yeah, the gentleman who complained when I said he sat before, it's like,
Oh, I've never gone that far, but I remember.
I will have traffic systems.
Thank you.
I got another request on the speed signs.
Okay.
Are they,
The permanent ones? It's in the guy's hands. They were coordinating with Bert. Actually, I talked to Bert too last week, and he just wants them to show him where to put them.
Okay.
Drill and put them up. But
nice. Great.
we'll be in business.
Good deal.
All right.
Appreciate it.
Yep.
Kathy, anything else for tonight?
No, nothing.
Anything else for the chief?
Thanks, Matt.
Thank you.
All right, standing committee report, Public Works, had to take a call, but we do have, Tom Kelly with the Public Works update. Tom?
Yes, good evening, Commissioners. I'm here virtually speaking to you right now. I just wanted to report that in December, we had 11 snow events that we were called out for. And we used a total of 785 tons of rock salt. That's a lot of rock salt. 15 inches of snow. It seemed like when we did have snow and the snow melted down, then we got a lot of freeze overs on the roads. We got calls out for those freeze overs. So that occupied a lot of our time. And I think we have a couple events coming in the next couple days, and we should be prepared for them. Rock salt now is becoming a critical issue. I know that the Compass or the company that we have that supplies rock salt hasn't really been able to deliver rock salt in a timely manner. Right now, we have an order for over 200 tons that's out and due. And if it doesn't come in, we'll look into liquidated damages on that. Another item that happens pretty frequently during the winter, we send our crews out. We'll send 2 crews out to take a look at the storm catch basins. And they do an inspection and they will go open the basin up. They'll take a look at the grate. If there's any defects, they'll take pictures and we'll schedule that in our GIS system for repairs. Sanitary sewer work is always something that we're involved in. We'll have calls from residents complaining about slow flow on their lateral. We'll go out and check. We'll look between our manholes. If we see a defect, we'll do a CCTV report. We'll send that on to the engineer for inclusion in any sort of a defect program that's being done. The road crew, one of the things that we try to do after storms, even after we've had a lot of wind and a lot of leaves blown into along the side of the road, we try to get out and pick those items up. We'll take a look at the signs also. If there's any damaged sign, we'll note those and prepare to make improvements, new signs or repairs. Curbside leaf pickup was a big issue. It is every year. We're out from October all the way to the first week in December. And we put a lot of hours in, picked up a lot of leaves. And, we get a lot of calls from people happy with the service. So I'm glad we can provide that. Street sweeping, we've been using the new street sweeper. We try to get to all the wards. There's certain roads that we can't get down. If there are cars parked along the roads, or if they're too narrow, too twisty, or they just have a dead end. It's impossible to use that machine in those areas. One of the things that we did, we took down the veterans memorial signs. We put up the Christmas lights and decorations. We took care of the amphitheater light up night. The e-waste event was held in early November, but it's something that we participated in. We had a person on site to make sure that it operated smoothly. We review contract documents, anything related to the work that's being done by the engineer. We'll visit the construction site, just to see how things are progressing, talk to the contractor and the engineer. We provide all the one-call markings, close to 1,000 one-calls come in a year, send a crew out, and we mark all those locations. We marked that one today for the hit that I guess the water company made on Lindsay, but we got out and we mark all those locations. We work with the utilities, to make sure that they know that we're there and that we mean business on restoration. And we need to know ahead of time when a project is going to be scheduled so we can let residents know and also just be vigilant during the work period. Right now, we're working on a recycling report. It's an annual recycling report that'll be submitted to the county. And through that, there's an opportunity to receive grant funding. So we did the surveys, sent the information out. We'll be preparing the report. AI is another thing that we've been interested in, and we drive the roads. Right now, we're working with the engineer to prepare a report showing all the critical roads, the ones that are at the lowest, the bottom of the barrel roads, more or less. And that's something that'll be presented to the commission, and we should have something put together by next week. That kind of concludes it.
Thanks, Tom.
Any questions for Tom?
No.
Just a comment. I want to thank him for taking ice buildup problem on Ryan Drive after
Yes.
every event. They've been doing a great job with it.
Yeah. Thank you. I'll pass that on.
Yeah, Tom, I like to thank you guys. Tell the guys thank you for giving up their New Year's Eve and staying out there all night, and they did a great job.
Yes, yeah, they did. They really did.
All right, Tom, we appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Nick, anything else for tonight?
Nothing else for tonight, thanks.
Okay. Environmental Committee, Sewer Committee MS4 updates. We have two new counselors or commissioners on that group. It's going to be Jane and Michelle. So you'll be working still with Angela?
Yeah, I have, and I've been in contact with the EAC, yeah, couldn't get the letters right. And I have emails from them and I'm on their list and I will be at the meeting tomorrow.
Oh, great.
And I believe Angela will be there.
Fantastic. What time's the meeting tomorrow?
6 o'clock, I hope.
Right, Parks, Recreation and Public Relations, Eileen?
Thanks, Liz. Discuss the approval and request from the Ave Maria Academy for the use of Scott Park in the community room on Sunday, March 22nd, host the 2026 Shamrock Shuffle 5K race. If anybody wants to discuss it, we can. If not, we'll put it for vote.
We typically give the community room with it too.
Last year, I think is the first year we did that.
Yeah. This is the third year they're doing it here?
Fourth, might be the fourth or fifth year. It's been a while, but that's the first time we gave them the community room.
It's off season. I don't know.
No.
Go with it?
So we can put that on for a vote. Discuss the Pittsburgh Lighthouse Cafe contracted the pool concession stand for the 2026 season. We can put that on for a vote.
Offhand, one thing, I looked at the contract and it said that if, you know, it could be automatically renewed for 2 years. If we didn't, it's oddly worded where it says, unless we terminate them, it can renew for 2 years, subject to us reaching an agreement on price. So I don't know whether one of the factors can be involved. Do you want it 1 year, 2 years? What's the price you want to charge?
We were gonna leave it the same.
Was the original 1 year?
Yeah, it was
With
1 year
two-year
with a 2 year renewal. You can just leave it. I think all we would have to do then, if it's the board's pleasure to keep it as is just tell them that, hey, congratulations. Now you have it for 2 more years.
Okay, so you don't need that on for a vote?
Yeah, we will.
Yeah.
You need to vote. Yeah, you need to approve.
You're spending money. I did see the request come through for additional equipment and one of them is, one of the requests is for a fryer, which I know the fried food is a hit. When we lacked it, we got some comments about it. That said, I look back, we bought a new fryer last year and it was about $3,000 for the fryer. And we would have to install new electric to support that fryer as well. So I'm thinking that might be a $4,000 or $5,000 bill. I'm wondering if we can ask them if they would allow us to budget for it next year as opposed to doing it this year.
That's a possibility, because my only problem with putting that stuff in is that I think all this should have been done at budget time.
Yes,
Should it come up
I agree.
and not now?
Yep.
So if you're gonna come in with it now, you may have to wait and make do with whatever you can.
Was there also a mention of a freezer, something with a?
Yeah, the freezer I
Has to be.
broken.
That has to
I
be.
think we had to have that looked at 2 years ago too.
I think we can get that service though. I think that should be repaired.
That's standard for us.
In all fairness to them, did anybody tell them they were supposed to provide us with any kind of budget requests? I didn't.
No.
So I don't know how you can fault them for not asking if they didn't know they had to ask
Yeah.
during a certain period of time. So next year, we should make sure we tell them in September.
Is there anything in the budget for any kind of that purpose at all?
I was just gonna say, you guys do have that 100,000 that is coming in through with Shaycog. You could use that for this purpose. I would hate to have them wait, only because there is a very strong need for the fryers.
It is a benefit to us to have that additional fryer, because you have, we don't want people waiting 20-30 minutes for their snack when water breaks over or whatever it is, and obviously, like you said, the freezer's be serviced and that need.
Plus Maria and I have an extra 98,000.
Okay, all right.
That's already, it's already gone.
How soon can we get a price on what it would take to run another circuit for it? Is it, I assume that would be you. I mean, it might be Public Works if it's minor.
We have to have it. Right, electric.
Okay.
I can come out and take a look. That's
There
what
you
we
go.
normally have, come out and do it. And I could get that ready for you guys for vote at the end of the month if you.
Okay, good.
All right.
And then 2-year agreement?
They're using an electric fryer,
They're both electric, yeah.
so you couldn't go to gas. I'm just thinking about the cost.
Yeah, you'd have to add exhaust, CFM, there'd be a whole fire protection. There's a lot of infrastructure involved in that. So, for this type of stand too, I think then you don't have the pilot lights and some of the other hazards and.
Yeah, you don't want to do.
Just easier.
Was there always two there?
Just
Fryers?
Yeah, it was none for, it was two a long time ago, years ago. But for the last two concessionaires before this, they didn't work. So,
Okay, I was just worried about the panel.
OFF.
Yeah, I'm in agreement that if we can pull it off, let's set them up for a successful summer.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah, and you'll just work it out with them, Denise, as far as like if there's any modifications, right?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
I think even.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Your contract, if there was a problem, I think we are still.
Yeah.
Be something in the contract that we can still let them go if there was a.
Yes.
If there was an
Yes,
issue.
yeah, we have
enough.
So we are covered.
Yeah, so.
Just to be clear, the fryer that we bought last year is a single unit, but it's a 2-basket capacity. So they can cook 2. So we'd be giving them 4 baskets of capacity if we add another one.
Like French fries.
Okay, to discuss the rehire of Ben and Brewer as the pool manager for the 2026 pool season at an annual rate of $35,000. Ben is here if you have any questions. If not, we could put that on for a bit.
Nope, everyone's pleased.
Very happy.
Glad you're coming back.
Come back.
Happy to have you.
And discuss hiring 2 assistant pool managers for the 2026 season at an hourly rate of $20 per hour. We can put that on for a vote. And discuss awarding the 2026 recreation program to Jumpstart Sports. And that is the one that was most relevant last year that took care of everything. I have nothing else.
All right, thanks, Eileen.
Mm-hmm.
Library liaison report. Our new library liaison is Dawn. Welcome.
Who?
Dawn for report at the next meeting.
Okay.
We forwarded that. That's okay.
I didn't see that at the.
That's all right.
I'm sure there's a Love Your Library month coming up.
Yeah. Every month is.
Yeah. All right. Shaycog, anything for tonight?
Nothing tonight. The next board meeting is Thursday. If I can't attend in person, I'll be remote.
All right. If you can't attend in person or remote, but one of your alternates, no. Yeah. Yeah, I did see their.
You got that invite?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I sure did. All right.
Yeah, I think you did.
Yeah, the sports thing, the jump sports.
Any,
That was the summer recreation.
Summer rec.
That was what she.
You read it all?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I just read that. Yeah.
I read it and then we're not gonna talk about it. Okay.
You have a question?
No, I looked online and I did see the pricing and everything but it looks like it's a self-contained. People are either just going to take advantage or not.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. Okay, moving on, standing committee report for administration. We have the manager's update. Denise?
Okay. For the month of December, we've received a couple grants. The municipal building generator replacement, CFA, DCD, we received 300,000. Hope Hollow Road at Green Tree Road traffic signal upgrade through the Green Light Go, 145,192.
That's going to be an expensive one because of how many roadways there are there.
So,
That all time.
Yeah.
Half of that's probably traffic control.
Yeah.
and lastly, we have the ADA lodge doors through CD 51 from Shaycog for 20,000. I want to thank Marie for all of her hard work in helping with those grants. The technology updates that I have, we have a couple different things that are happening in the township that I think the board will appreciate and also our residents. We have ClearGov, the 2026 budget book is currently being updated and should be on the website shortly. We have GoGov working on implementing a branded mobile app that syncs with our website calendar of events and allows consistent social media postings across all platforms. So that would be across Facebook, Instagram, and I believe our website would also be a part of that. Polko, which is brand new. Polko is, we've replaced some of ClearGov's transparency with Polko. And what that means is it's a budget simulation for residents to utilize to see how their tax dollars are spent and how budget changes would impact overall budget. It integrates safe private AI to assist with stronger grant applications. We have upcoming site survey for all township-owned technology to solidify asset schedule. And I believe that is going to be set for the end of the month, if everyone can please bring in their equipment. We have a TAN loan that's going to be done this year. This is the first time since I've been here that we're going to be looking at starting that probably in February. And just so that everyone knows what that is, tax anticipation note, it is a loan that you get in anticipation of the tax money coming in. Last year, it's been a little bit difficult making sure that all the bills were paid on time by the time the tax money was coming in. So it's just a fail safe for us to make sure that we have the monies in there to pay the bills.
Is this going to be like a credit line type of situation, or we start paying on the dime once?
It has to be paid before the end of this year. We take one out.
Yeah, and it was.
I understand that, but we're going to get charged in.
Which the.
We haven't taken one. We took one the very first year I got this board. We haven't taken one since. So it's
Slightly alarmed that.
So we never had one when I was commissioner.
Well, it was budgeted and it was in the budget for
That could-
2026.
Not getting the money from
But
the
anyhow,
on a timely
the
basis.
question still is, we're starting to pay in.
How much of a
Credit
bill
line,
that?
we only get charged interest once we draw, or do we start
Yeah.
paying interest once it's approved?
It's like on a home equity loan, for as long as you have the funds out and the interest.
Yeah, so it's like a credit line.
Yeah,
What do
basically.
you draw down with, you don't pay. So we don't have to draw down.
We're hoping,
Collateralize your,
but
what your.
want to make
tax
sure that we have that in place as a fail safe. Because last year we did have a little bit of difficulty, which is also why we asked the fire departments not to ask for their money until after April.
And they've been doing that.
Yes, and they have. So it's just other things that have been coming up. And we do ask department heads to hold off on their expenses until April. However, you have everyday expenses, utility bills and things like that, they're not approved. You have to pay them.
What is the interest rate? Or is there a range or?
Waiting for them to finalize the documents, but it should be around
4%.
That's all like we draw.
Yeah.
That's, yes.
How much do you anticipate drawing? You have any idea?
I believe we budgeted 100.
In interest, we budgeted around 100,000. It would be on 1.3 million.
That's 1.3 million.
Yeah, but do you plan on using that much money?
It depends on cash flow.
Yeah.
Hoping not to. Again, we've been saving, just.
So you borrow it, as the tax receipts come in, you pay it down just like any other loan.
Is this a consequence that in years past, other than this, we haven't really funded any reserves to kind of float us in the beginning of the year?
Yeah, I would say that would be an issue. We always want to have a cash reserve, and in the years past, we really have not.
Well, but we also have I don't remember this year, but it was roughly around $150,000 we have at the end of the
Right.
year to start the new year.
Yes. Does anyone have any questions?
I don't mind having it. I would love to see if we didn't use it.
Yeah.
If we were strategic, even with our engineering projects.
Well, that's going to be hard to do if you only have 150,000 on it the next year and you don't get your taxes until what?
April.
April.
I mean, that's payroll.
And that's earned income. The real estate doesn't start coming in until later in the year.
Yeah.
Do
So,
we have a large portion that takes advantage of the 2% discount in those first couple of months?
I would think so.
Everybody under a mortgage would.
yeah,
Yeah, true.
could probably get you a report on that.
I'm just curious to kind of see what our initial cash flow is like in the first couple of quarters, just to kind of see what that looks like.
I will say the only difference that I've seen from a cash flow standpoint is that when you allowed for the installment payments to be spread out, there were more that did take advantage of that.
Oh, okay.
Well, I'm sure they would.
But ultimately, they ended up paying more
But they pay the face value and not.
face value, yeah.
Face value over what for, over installments, right?
3 installments.
3?
Thank you, Carla.
Denise, Marie, thanks for all your hard work getting the grants. That really helps us out tremendously with our budget.
I have to give a lot of credit to Marie. Marie has been wonderful with assisting with these grants. We've been very successful. Thank you.
Thank you both.
Helpful as well. Good team effort.
All right, we're moving on conferences and workshops. There's nothing on for tonight. Public comments on items not listed on the agenda. Nobody online? Okay, thanks. All right, commissioners' request. I'll start with Kathy tonight. Anything?
No, nothing. Thank you.
Sam, anything for tonight?
Nope.
Jane?
Should I talk about the dog?
You can.
Okay, I did receive a call
Hit your
from,
microphone for me. That's okay.
I had received a call from one of the residents regarding a barking dog. I guess he lives in a condo or townhouse. And he is concerned because of the noise created by the dog. And he was hoping that there could be some resolution. He's called the police department and they've been out there a few times. They don't normally, I think, have heard anything when they go. I don't know how you resolve it, because we don't have that many those. And then I did talk to Mark, did tell me that oftentimes they have, that they have condo associations that they could go back to. So
Well, doesn't our ordinance say that if they bark consistently for 30 minutes, that it is considered a nuisance?
Yes, but it also states that if that's outside. On the inside.
Yeah.
This is an inside issue.
Maybe that should be looked at because I had one next to mine too, up until recently that barked all night long, continuous. Thank God I didn't sleep in the back of the house because the police would be knocking at their door every night. But whether they're outside or inside, you're listening to that, and that's a nuisance.
We have children sleeping
Right.
that don't sleep.
Right.
Yeah, they could file a private criminal complaint with the magistrate.
I just think it should be added into our ordinance that whether it's inside or outside, your dog's barking enough that the neighbors can hear it for 30 minutes, that's a problem.
The problem is evidence.
Yeah, we would need something that we could measure. So we have a noise ordinance that has the requirements for measuring at what level they've exceeded. So now, it can be enforced. So we would need something on that end of it. I just think it would be very difficult to do.
Yeah, because they're two different things. Noise, because it's too loud, is one thing. It could be not extremely loud, and still be very annoying if you live right next door to it. So I think they're better off filing a criminal complaint.
All right, we'll suggest that.
I can talk to you later about it.
Yeah, he contacted Jane. Apparently he contacted Brandon last year or the year before.
yeah, I can. It seems like it's been a while since he called Brandon. Like it's been several years, I think, since he even called the police. But now, and this also happened at New Year's, and I'm wondering if with all the celebrating going on at New Year's, it was kind of like beside itself.
Then he contacted Jane and then he contacted me. And then I was reminded that this is actually someone that we've talked about before in the past.
When a contactor and a contactee.
Contactee. Yeah, so we'll give those suggestions to him and hopefully that'll satisfy him. Jane, anything else for tonight?
No, that's it.
Okay. Nick, anything for tonight?
Just thanks to the fire departments that are sitting up on Lindsay waiting for the gas line repair. They've been up there for several hours now.
They're confident that's gonna get taken care of.
Sounds like it.
Okay, all right. All right, Tom, anything for tonight?
Nothing tonight, thank you.
Eileen?
No, nothing.
Don, anything for tonight?
Thing tonight.
Okay, and I have nothing for tonight. We do not have an executive session, so unless anybody has anything else, could I get a motion, please, to adjourn?
We may need an executive session
Oh,
for legal purposes.
Oh, okay.
all right, I stand corrected. So we have a motion by Dawn, seconded by Eileen. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any nays? Meeting is adjourned. Thank you, everyone.
This is your neighborhood.
Okay.
We're welcome.
You looking here?
Excalibur.
Michelle.
Oh.
Steeler.